So the reason why I'm coming on today, hi, today is Monday the 22nd. I'm at lunch, so it's gonna probably be a mukbang, whatever y'all call. But the reason why I'm coming on because something just really puzzles me about the situation. I'm gonna link the article that I read, and I've seen someone about it on the news. But usually when I watch the news in the morning, I'm getting ready to drop my son off at school, and in the evening I'm cooking or washing or something, getting ready for the next day. But I wanted to come on and talk about the U.S. Olympic team, Dr. Larry Nassar. I'm probably not saying his name right, but he pleaded guilty to 10 counts of first degree sexual assault, and now they're getting ready to sentence him. And they said the prosecutors have asked for a sentence of 40 to 125 years. And this guy's only 54 years old. He's also a prominent physician at a Michigan State University sports clinic. They say that would add to a 60-year sentence he is serving in federal prison on child pornography convictions. And they said there are about 120 victims are expected to make statements at the hearing. And the sentencing has been delayed to early next week, which I think may actually be, we may be in the next week because this article is written on, I thought I had put it on here. The article was written on January the 18th by Stephen Fries, but I'm going to link the article at the bottom, like I said. The reason why I'm coming on, one of the victims, Allie Risman, she was she won 6 Olympic medals. 3 of them were gold, and she called on the governing body's new installed CEO, Kerry Perry, to heed a chorus of demands for more accountability. I don't know the whole story. I wasn't there, but from my observation, my opinion, I'm not an attorney. I do have a business degree, and I've been in the HR field and management for the last. Well, I've been I was in retail management for about 15 years, and I transferred over to HR, so I've been doing it about 20. But it saddens me because usually, if you take a child that's a minor to a doctor, they are actually escorted either by the attendant who's going to be in there with the doctor, the parent, or somebody. And so, why did they feel comfortable enough with this guy to leave him alone with these young girls? Now, if they're over the age of 18, I probably could see it. But for these minor children to be left alone and giving him enough time to do something like that, I think more than him should be responsible. And let me tell you why. My son, who will be 18 this year in June, he's now 17, he had asthma as a kid. And so he would have episodes where in the middle of the night, I would have to get up and rush him to the emergency room. It wasn't so severe, so I had to call an ambulance, but I knew, when it would be important or an emergency situation where I needed to get him to the doctor. So, and I can remember a few times when we would go, we walked in there and the person, okay, we get checked in and they bring us right to the back because, like I said, it's an emergency situation. His oxygen level is low, so we want to go ahead and start giving him breathing treatments. And so I can remember a time when someone would walk in, and I remember being a female nurse. Maybe one time it was a male nurse, and what they said is, "Do you feel comfortable? Do you feel safe in the room with me?" And I'm his mother, and it's 2 o'clock in the morning, and I'm bringing my child to be waited on. It's the emergency situation, and they're asking him in my presence, "Does he feel safe?" Well, who asked those girls did they feel safe when they left him alone with that man for all those years? That is my question. If you're questioning the parents uh, and how they handle the kids, why wouldn't you do a stranger? You may say he's not a stranger, and maybe he's not because he's been a doctor for a long year. But you only thing you know about him is professional. You don't know anything past his professionalism, and that's why a lot of people. And yeah, it's good to put your kids in things, um, like dance line, band, Boy Scouts, all kind of different things. But you need to know who you're turning your children loose with. You know, like spending the night and things like that. What kind of rules do these parents have? Have you met the parent when you let your kid go spend the night? Things like that need to be addressed. As when my children were young, I tried to have most of the sleepovers at my house. or if they spent the night with somebody I really, really trusted, I knew was going to do the right thing by the kids. See, I got to excuse me. I don't want my clothes to get soiled with this. I made lasagna last night. So that's all I'm saying. Who asked those kids that they feel safe with this man? Because, in my opinion, like I said, I'm not an attorney, I'm not a judge, but if who allowed those young ladies, young girls, to be left alone with him in order to give him an opportunity to do that? Because, in my opinion, it should be him, and he should have an assistant or somebody who has the kids' best interest and the persons who are responsible for them, best interest. If not the parents, somebody. It could be one or two people. You know, yeah, it may be costly, but I'd rather pay the money than mess up these children's life forever. So that camera cut off. But how did they allow that to happen? Yeah, he did it, but who gave him the authority? Who gave him that much time? So they need to look at that. They really, really do. That's all I have to say about that, y'all. Meeting lasagna. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.